Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of the Signal Caller. I'm your host Dwayne Douglas, along with Saul Lopez. We started this show doing quarterbacks and talking about quarterbacks, and again, this is going to be a really just a fantastically gifted class of quarterbacks coming into the NFL next year for the draft. We look at the SEC. The SEC, I thought SEC was down a little bit last year. They lost a lot of inter conference games. I mean, USC went 6-6, but they beat two SEC teams. They beat Texas A&M and they beat LSU. Like, yeah, they had a lot of curious losses. I think Maryland beat the SEC team last year as well. I think they're also really pissed off the fact that that the Big Ten has won the last two championships.
Yeah.
You got Saban being mad, talking about he's going to come back. You have the president talking about he's going to restrict NIL, but I mean it could be a pump fake. We all know he's good for those. But going through one. That's the truth. It's going through some of these names here. You got this is from let me see. This is from SCC Unfiltered on Twitter. He had Nussmeyer, Garrett Nussmeyer rated number one in the conference. Lenora Sellers, DJ Lagway, who is getting a lot of traction with a lot of people. And I like DJ Lagway a lot. He should have a big year this year. You got Arch Manning, Diego Pava from Vanderbilt, Austin Simmons from Ole Miss, Marcel Reed, who is he's good. I forgot about him. He's a really good player as well. Taylon Green from Arkansas, and you got Jackson Arnold from Auburn. And then I'm going to stop at no, I'll keep going. John Mateer at Oklahoma, Blake Shappen from Mississippi State, and then Gunnar Stockton here
Georgia.
Georgia. So I mean, we like a lot of these guys. What are your thoughts about some of these names here? Just early thoughts about it before the season starts.
My big question is, are we crowning Garrett Nussmeier as the best quarterback in the SEC a little too early, or is he really legitimately the best SEC quarterback?
See, I don't think people are crowning him. This is, I
Because
mean,
I'm on College Sports Wire right now. They also have Nussmeier as the top SEC quarterback.
well, I think he has the most experience,
Yeah.
so that's probably one of the reasons why. But I mean, as far as pure passer goes, and like, I mean, listen, he has a lot of really like throw a pin through a keyhole
Yeah.
kind of passing
My
ability.
comp for him from the first time I ever watched him was Matt Stafford. It just has been.
Yeah, he could be. I
He
mean,
reminds me
he
of the
really
way Stafford plays.
he really could be. I mean, I love the escapability of Lenora Sellers, and then
So these are the two names that I'm going to be watching exclusively. Basically, I
yeah.
like Garrett Nussmeier. I'll do a lot of prep work. You and I are going to do a ton of prep work on these quarterbacks because we're going to die early hope that one day the Raiders might take a quarterback. So we're always going to scout quarterbacks.
All 10 guys can hit the draft, and the Raiders will still not draft the
Yeah,
quarterback. But go
so
ahead.
it
Go
is
ahead.
what it is at this point, but we're still going to do our prep work because we want to be informed, analysts for the draft game. But the two names that I'm most looking forward to watching this year, Lenore Sellers from South Carolina and John Mateer from Oklahoma. John Mateer is one of my favorite players to watch. It's one of those I've got the it. I don't know what it is, and I can't describe it to you, but
Yeah.
it's there, and he feels like he's got that. And he's got another thing that Bill Simmons that talks about. It's called the FU gene. Basically, it's like he's got the FU in him. He just wants to run you over. He wants to draw contact on you. He wants to shove it in your face. Like Baker Mayfield is a quarterback that reminds me of a guy that has the FU in it. He wants to rub it in your face and plant the flag in your stadium that they won and they beat you, and he was direct, reason for that. That's the way I view John Mateer, along with his massive physical gifts. But Lenore Sellers, I didn't realize Lenore Sellers was listed at 6'3", 240. That is an enormous quarterback with the way he runs and his athleticism. So he's going to be all sorts of intriguing going into this season. So those are two names of the SEC that I really, really want to watch. Nussmeier, we're going to do a lot of work on. I like DJ Lagway. We're going to do a lot of work on. Obviously, Arch Manning, we're going to do a lot of work on, throughout the season. We're going to be really intent on watching a lot of these guys throughout the season. But for those two names specifically, because I think Arch Manning is going to play 2 years in college. I don't think he's going to come out this year anyway. So I
Exactly.
genuinely believe that those two players are going to be the two top guys, or two of the top guys this year for them, and I'm really excited to watch them play.
Yeah, I would say at least five of these guys are going to the draft. So we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see what happens there. I mean, for Arch Manning, it's just time. I mean, like I don't.
Mhm.
I mean, I really don't. I mean, as far as like hearing his name and hearing whatever, he's going to sit there and have a absolutely loaded roster. They are one of the favorites to win the
A
whole thing.
national championship type roster.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he has everything you can want. I mean, I don't love the head coach sometimes. I think he is a talented play caller, but I think he tries to get a little bit too cute as far as like in some of his play calling. Like, instead of challenging, teams with his talent, he'll just like, maybe do like a little screen pass or a little something behind the line of scrimmage where he can just like push the ball down the field and not be so cautious.
Yeah,
But they are ultra talented. They are one of the best teams in the country. They could win the whole thing. Um, and there's no reason why he shouldn't play well. He's been there for a while. He with the same head coach, with the
yeah.
same playbook,
Same system, same play
same
call,
system.
same
Yeah,
structure.
yeah. So I want to see that recall. I want to see him be able to handle that situation. I'm not sure. If I'm not sure what he will do. He will be judged on his big game performances. I mean,
Yep.
his last name is Manning. So like, let's just be
They're
real.
already shading some of his high performances last year by saying, well, they were weaker defenses that he was playing and he was putting in for. So right now it's all on his plate to perform no matter what. They're only going to judge him by
Yeah.
his biggest games. That's the way it goes when you're that kind of quarterback.
And they literally, Quinn Ewers was the quarterback last year. They literally, in my mind, sacrificed a possible national championship to coddle him because he was a better prospect. He was a
Yeah.
better quarterback. He was a better athlete. Like, he should have played over Ewers, I thought, last year. So but he wanted, but like right now, this is clearly his team, clearly his show. So we'll see what happens as far as that
Clearly,
goes.
Steve Sarkisian doesn't have the guts of a Dabo Sweeney or a Nick Saban because those guys turned to
Yeah.
their young quarterbacks when they had to and won national titles from it. So
And I think
that's
that's
tough.
that's the thing about him as a head coach. He just needs to, like, I hate to bring him
Get out of
the
his own way.
yes, I hate to bring on LeBron James, but like, you remember LeBron James kept on losing to Boston?
Yeah,
And so he just said that, that he had that FU, that fuck you game, and just like,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna actually do it. I'm not gonna keep thinking about it. I'm just gonna play and just do it. Like, if he just let
I
those.
am the best player on this court. I'm about to
Yes.
show you. Yeah,
And that's what Sarkisian is on the cusp of like saying like, hey, you know what? I'm looking at college football and I'm the best fucking coach out here.
yeah,
Like, and there's nobody who can mess with me. Saban retired, and there's nobody who can mess with me.
yeah,
And I think if he can actually have that attitude and do that, like, he walks it, but like in games, I just see a little bit of conservativeness that, like, I don't like to see.
yeah.
Couple guys before we go, because this is just to be like a little blurb about the quarterbacks. Is going to be did Diego get too much props because he beat Alabama last year? We'll see
Yes.
how he plays. Austin Simmons, we'll see what he does there as he takes over for Jackson Dart. That'll be fun. And I do like. I watched that UCLA. I mean, sorry, that UC, the USC Texas A&M bowl game again, and I do have a lot of really nice notes on Marcel Reed. I do think he's a good young quarterback as well. So Texas A&M should be in good hands as well. So SEC should be back. They have quarterbacks. They usually have some quarterbacks. Now they got a whole boatload of quarterbacks.
What do you think of Gunnar Stockton?
I think I'll put it to you this way. I think in college football, you win championships on your team.
Yeah,
In pro football, it's really largely because of you have the best quarterback.
yeah,
I think last year was like more of I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying that to diss Jalen Hurts, who I love, but I think Jalen Hurts is not like the best quarterback in football.
yeah.
He's a very good quarterback in football, but the team was so good. like almost like Philly built a college team. Like you know what I'm saying
Yeah,
that was so good they could do that. But I think Gunnar Stockton, he's a good runner. He's tough. They were really only a couple of plays away from beating Notre Dame. I mean Notre Dame. I
yeah,
mean Notre Dame had those untraditional scores, you know, to kick out returns, all stuff like that. But I think he's a good quarterback. But the roster around him might be the best of anybody in this group outside of Texas. So
yeah. The
that'd be
Ty
it.
Simpson one is also interesting. I'll be watching, you know, like I'll be seeing how those teams perform with Ty Simpson, obviously at the new Bama quarterback, and as well as Gunnar Stockton
A
with
lot of
Georgia.
pressure on head coach of
Yeah,
Alabama and Ty
and we
Simpson.
like Kalen DeBoer a lot. We like
But
him a lot.
that might have been he might have been it might have been like the bet. Like I'm not saying stay in Washington, but that job might have been, you know, maybe he would have, you know, we'll see.
Too big of the
We'll see.
shoes.
I mean,
The headset might be a little too big for him to step
I
into.
mean, Bama is. I mean, you know, we'll see if they can recruit it.
They
We'll
expect
see if they
national
recruit it
championships every single year,
as they should.
as they should.
Saban has cast a big shadow over
Yeah.
over that whole program, and he was one of the best ever. So that's how it is. All right. A little quarterback stuff for you here as well too. So you guys take care. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you next time. Peace.